Hey there, welcome to episode 205 of Fresh Air at 5. I like how that rings. That's kind of rhymey with the fives at the end. Anyhow, this week I am bringing you a new sort of format for how I am recording and posting Fresh Air at 5. I was part of our Educational Podcast Network's quarterly meeting, and we were talking about ways of promoting our content. And I haven't been on YouTube with Fresh Air at 5, but after that meeting, I decided to change it up, and I started posting vertical daily videos on X as well as Blue Sky. And those are going to be also YouTube Shorts on Fresh Air at 5 YouTube channel. So you should go over to Fresh Air at 5 on YouTube, and you could subscribe and get my dailies that way, and notifications probably of that. I am still learning how to do this, so I don't know exactly what to tell you, but they are shorts, YouTube Shorts that you can watch. And that will also allow me to put more content, I believe, on Blue Sky, because I'm not posting an actual video on Blue Sky, but a link to a YouTube video that could be even longer. So that being said, I think we have an opportunity here to increase the recording length of segments, which will change how I still, again, redo the podcast. Not sure how long a YouTube short can be. Okay, so I guess I'm going to maybe try to post this almost 2-minute segment to YouTube to see what happens. And we're learning. All right, there's some AI learning in here. There's talking about thinking outside the box. There are some other great things. So thanks for listening. Share this with your friends and enjoy the new format. Give me some feedback. Drop me a DM in one of these places. All right, take care. Bye.
Hi, this is Krista Lay.
And I'm Craig Aarons-Martin.
We are the co-hosts of the SEL in EDU podcast.
Proud member of the Education Podcast Network.
Each show on the network is independently owned, and the views expressed may not represent those of other podcasts.
For the best education podcast, visit edupodcastnetwork.com.
Welcome to Fresh Air at 5, the podcast. I'm your host, Brian Carpenter, coming to you every week from Abbotsford, which is about 45 minutes east of Vancouver, British Columbia, on the west coast of Canada. Fresh Air at 5 is my regular attempt to get some fresh air by walking about my neighborhood, which is located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Stolo people, the Simath First Nation and Mathwe First Nation. I consume podcast content while I walk, then reflect on this content in an unedited video, which I post on my X, formerly known as Twitter, channel every day. This podcast is the collection of the audio taken from those daily selfie videos over the course of a week, Monday to Friday. So let's jump into my listening and learning this past week. All right, before I get started today, it is February 17th, 2025. I'm going to start changing the format of my daily videos. And I'm going to also start posting them on YouTube under Fresh Air at 5 YouTube channel. So take a look there for the shorts. I will probably be posting all of my 1-minute videos there as shorts, or not sure, maybe as full length videos. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but it's a work in progress. So go check out Fresh Air at 5 YouTube channel and join me over there. Subscribe so you can see the dailies without even having to come here to X or to Blue Sky. All right, thanks so much. See you soon. Bye. Hey, PLN, it's February, 17, 2025. It's Family Day here in British Columbia, and I'm out with my wife and no family, and we're out walking in Stanley Park along the Seawall, getting some fresh air here. And I listened to Steph and Joe on the go today, because we're on the go, and I'm listening to them. And they're talking about other opportunities outside of the regular activities in a school and possibly having esports, maker spaces, providing students with opportunities that are maybe a little different than the normal activities. How can we engage our students in a sense of community in the school and other things like that? So take a listen to their episode. It's fantastic. Thanks, Steph and Joe. I've got our yearbook club, which is outside of our timetable. It's not a class, but it's a group of students that are meeting and volunteering their time to put together our yearbook and our newsletter. Thanks. Talk to you guys. Bye. One more thing for February 17, 2025. Just listen to the X Factor Level Up Your Mental Game with Brian Martin, probably episode about 44, 45. Can't remember exactly, but Brian talks about choosing confidence as opposed to chasing confidence. Confidence is a choice. Stop chasing it. And this has to do with how we believe in ourselves and whether we believe that we have what it takes to do what other people are wondering about. As opposed to them giving us the opportunity, we have to seize the opportunity. Now that's hard to do because we have to do a lot of thinking on our own about our esteem and our worth, and where are we getting that from? Are we getting that from outside, or are we getting that from inside ourselves? Take a listen to this episode, and yes, changing the video format as well, changing to a vertical video. Thanks, Brian. Take care. Bye. One more thing for February 17, 2025, listening to Tech Tools for Teachers, episode 204. Shanna Martin brings us a educational one-pagers for professional development. Now, she shares with us a Jamie Clark education website that has resources available for free and also for pay, that you could pay for resources, but he's got some, or they have some free, one-pagers about, classroom management, about how to teach persuasive writing. There's lots and lots of resources here. And that's super cool, Shanna. Thank you for sharing this with us. But what I'm thinking, why don't we learn the skills so we can make our own educational one-pagers for professional development? If you're a tech coach or something like that, you got an idea, you do professional development, make your own one-pager. Great idea. Put it up on the hallways of classrooms and things like that. Okay, bye. The last thing for February 17, 2025, still at Stanley Park at the Seawall here in Vancouver. Enjoying a walk with my wife. Say hi, wife. Say hi. She says hi, and she waved. I listened to a bonus episode with Jotform of the Easy Ed Tech Classroom, Easy Ed Tech podcast with Monica Burns. She talks with Carl Hooker about trends for AI in 2025 to pay attention to. We got to be mindful that AI is here now, and it's like going to get only more here, and us not engaging it is not a good thing. So how are you going to use it? What can we do? Looking at things like content creation for sound, video, and images is important for us to consider, as well as, personalized learning. How can we actually leverage it for personalized learning, as well as administrative tasks for ourselves? So much more they talk about. Take a listen. Thanks. Bye. Hey, PLN, it's Wednesday, February 19, 2025, and I am reporting this morning on listening to episode 162 of Check This Out podcast with Brian Briggs and Ryan O'Donnell. So, gents, good morning. How are we? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, and it was great to listen to you guys talk and back and forth about artificial intelligence and your learning and what's going on in your districts. As far as writing guidelines as opposed to policies and getting teachers on board and moving forward with this thing. So, yes, we in my district are charging ahead slowly. We're making some progress. We've got school AI, PIA, privacy impact assessment done, and some other tools that are built in like Adobe Express and other things for image generation. Okay, coming right back. Hang on. Hey, PLN, it's Wednesday, February 19, 2025, and I am reporting this morning on listening to episode 162 of Check This Out podcast with Brian Briggs and Ryan O'Donnell. So, gents, good morning. How are we? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, and it was great to listen to you guys talk and back and forth about artificial intelligence and your learning and what's going on in your districts as far as writing guidelines as opposed to policies and getting teachers on board and moving forward with this thing. So, yes, we in my district are charging ahead slowly. We're making some progress. We've got school AI, PIA, privacy impact assessment done, and some other tools that are built in like Adobe Express and other things for image generation. Okay, coming right back. Hang on. One more thing for February 19, 2025, episode 162, Check This Out podcast with Ryan and Brian. And so, yes, that's great to hear that you're pushing into this. It is necessary to be doing so. I liked your episode, how you guys talked about the different tools. One that's fascinating is about having consistent style for AI-generated images. I never thought about the need for consistency for like a graphic novel, for example, or something like that. I also like the Coloifyai web app where you can take a picture and make a coloring page. So I made a coloring page of my face, and that's kind of fun. So yes, other great things in there. And I watched Silo, enjoyed that a lot. I'll have to maybe check out Paradise. And OJ, 1994, I was in Edmonton in a bar. Hey, PLN, it is Friday, February 21, 2025, and this morning, happy Friday to you. You made it to the end of your week, and I have too. Got a day of work ahead of me, and then it is prep for next week because I'm going to NCCE in Seattle next week, and I will connect with Matt Miller, sorry, Matt, as well as Dan Fitzpatrick, the keynotes, as they are there, and other educators from my district as we travel down and conference together. All right, this morning I listened to John Spencer, the Creative Classroom, as he talks about a continuum for using AI. And it's important that we think about this because this is similar to the SAMR model of how we approach technology integration. Okay, coming right back. Hang on. The last thing for February 21, 2025, the Creative Classroom with John Spencer, as he talks about a continuum for using AI and how he has this continuum. And there's a blog article associated with this with a graphic. So you can go look at the show notes for his latest episode and get to those things. He talks about the AI resistant to the AI integrated or assisted to the AI integrated and then the AI driven classroom space, and how we need to, be on this continuum somewhere depending on what we're trying to accomplish. He talked about the inconsistency of bouncing back and forth, and he talked about the importance of teaching students to live in a world of inconsistency because the world will be inconsistent and they'll have to have the skills to bounce back and forth between. So we're doing them a service. All right, take a listen for yourself. Happy Friday. I appreciate you giving me a listen as I've created this podcast experience for you. It's like a unique Blinkist or Coles Notes version of the content I take in, like a highlight reel, so that you can hopefully find some other interesting podcasts you may not have considered before. I've recorded the specific episode podcast titles and episode numbers in the show notes, which are only a click or swipe away for your learning convenience. I've also started to put together a Spotify playlist of each of the episodes so that you can also take a listen to those specifically, and the link to that playlist is in the show notes. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming episodes. And if you enjoy this podcast and its format, share it with someone else. You can also follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Brian Carr, BRYONCAR, or at Fresh Air at 5. Tweet about your experience or give it a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Fresh Air at 5 can be found on the Educational Podcast Network. Podcasts for educators, podcasts by educators. I hope you have a fantastic day. Get some fresh air before the day is out and take care of yourself because you are worth it.